Okay, there's absolutely no debate that the Detroit Pistons have talent, but the coaching staff needed to be shaken up. We all knew that, and of course, it does. Dwayne Casey leaves, and we get the best coach on the market that we could have possibly imagined, right? So it's like Monty Williams didn't know you'd become available, and we go and just absolutely throw everything at him and get him. And this is after we're like flirting with like Kevin Ollie and stuff. And it's just like, oh, I just don't like that. Like, give me something. This is the time we've got to change. We've been fiddling around for too long. Boom, we go out and get Monty Williams. Then Monty Williams goes and gets Silas as an assistant coach. Silas is an offensive minded, kind of think of him as the offensive coordinator. Now the Pistons are about to make what I think will be their best move yet. And really, what they're doing now is looking for that defensive coordinator, if you will. And they've got their eyes set on, hold on, wait for it, Dan Burke. Okay. Dan Burke could fix the defense. I didn't know anything about Dan Burke. I'm like, who is Dan Burke? Never heard of this guy. He's been an assistant, associate head coach for a long time in the league. And just kind of look at what he's done. And it's like, that's what we need. We're not bad. There's no way we're as bad as we are defensively. And I think it goes because we're not good offensively. And so you're bad defensively. There's a lot of transition type stuff because you're not making baskets. You're not setting up your defense. It all goes hand in hand. But at the same time, the defense should not be this bad. You look at our starting five, you look at our depth chart. This one's a little outdated. It's not the right word, but Cade would be here, of course. Cade and Jaden are athletic enough. I mean, come on. Bojan, okay, fine. But Badgley and Wiseman and Duran, I mean, come on. We should have rim protection. We're long enough. We should be able to run guys off the three-point line when we need to. We should be able to do things defensively. There's no reason why we can't do things defensively. So you need a coordinator. You need offensively to be good, but you need a coordinator. So if you take a look at this, Monty Williams and his staff will want to improve the defense. The defense was ranked 27th in opponents' points per game allowed and defensive efficiency, points in the paint. Teams just shot so well against them, 48% against them, which was 26th in the NBA. So here comes Dan Burke. If you're not familiar with Dan Burke, he's been a longtime assistant with the Trailblazers, Pacers, 76ers. He's worked under Rick Adelman, Rick Carlisle, Vogel, Doc Rivers. In the last 17 years spent with the Pacers, they were top 10 in the league 10 times. So more than half the time, they're top 10 in the league. Defensively, and we know this in basketball, do you have to have the talent? Yes. Do you just need, though, but there's three elements. You just need to be athletic and be able to do it. You need to want to do it. And then you've got to, all five have to be playing together. And I say just like it's just easy, but you have to make it hard on teams. They're going to score. We all know that. But can you instead of having 10 contested shots a game, can you make that 20? 10 extra tough shots, rebound, all the things that go into basketball. And so what you've got is a guy that's got a wealth of experience, 30 plus year track record of success when it comes to coaching defense in the NBA. Larry Bird, president of basketball operations for the Pacers at that time, said this is the most important free agent in 2016 when asked about his priorities in free agency. Was this assistant coach? Larry Bird knows basketball. He said that Burke was the most important free agent when they got him. So adding a guy like Burke to an already offensive mind and Steven Silas, and of course just being in there with Monty Williams, wow, you've really wrapped up a great offseason without the offseason really starting, if you will, with player acquisitions. You get the coaches right. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on this, because it felt like the Pistons were bad, but they shouldn't have been as bad. It's just, we've been saying that for the last couple of years, especially last year. I get it. Cade's not there. Killian's never really just made it. So I get it. But it's like, are we this bad? Are we the worst team in the NBA? I just find that hard to believe. And so it was so difficult to watch the Pistons for so long, because it's like, what is it? What is it? Why are we not good? Can't score? it's tough. And so that's what I mean is if the offense is scoring, offense scores a little more, then that's more balls through the bucket. You're not in transition defense on your heels as much. And it just kind of, now you're getting stops. Now you're more in transition and you control the pace of the game versus when you're constantly on your heels because you can't stop anybody and you're not scoring. It's just clunky. Now the Pistons have Monty Williams directing the whole thing. And then you get really two good assistants. And we don't talk about that not enough in basketball, talk about it in football all the time. Who's your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator? Very similar in basketball. It depends on how the head coach wants to run it. If they want to set it up like that, but you can set it up and now you're rolling. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this. I think it's going to be a great move when we lock this in, and we'll see all of you on the next